Yo, what's good, man? We're all the way live here from Phoenix, Arizona. My name is G. Owens. Gonna get into this live stream today. It's a really nice day out here. Today in Arizona, the high is 70 degrees. It's a sunny day, no clouds. So just a really nice day. Just wanted to brag about the weather a little bit. Nah, I hope y'all doing all right, man. Um, So yeah, it's been a few days. My wife actually got sick after her birthday, so um, I haven't streamed since then. Since she got sick, I've just been trying to take care of her, make sure that she's doing all right. And then I had a couple of gigs I had to work. So I work these AV gigs. AV stands for audio visual, and basically it's like setting up stages and setting up audio, lighting, things like that for conferences or different events. So I do that on the side out here. I had a few of those gigs earlier earlier last week, and what else has been going on? I did get my first kind of video gig of the year, so I'm going to be doing a video for this company called Steezy, and out here they have like a grow house. But this video is going to be kind of not like the usual ones that I do. I usually do like event videos or event recaps and stuff like that. But this one is more of like kind of real estate. So I'm going to be doing some gimbal shots. I don't really use a gimbal that much whenever I shoot, but for this, since it's like real estate shots and you just I want to get some smooth shots in there. I'm just going to use a gimbal, and then also I'll be doing some drone shots for them. So that's tomorrow morning at 10:30. That's what I got going on then. So excited about that because it is my first, video gig of the year, and that's why I've been working on my cinematography and stuff like that, just getting better at it so I can start getting certain gigs like this. So really excited about it. And then yeah, I mean, the only other thing that's really been going on is I really want to start live streaming, actually making music live. I bought a drum machine, a SP404 Mark II, and I want to actually make beats live. And what I did is I bought this. There's this interface. You guys probably seen like those iRigs. A lot of people use iRigs to connect their, DJ equipment to their phone or whatever, and then they'll do like a live performance. That's what I want to do basically, but I didn't get the iRig because I heard a lot of negative things about the iRig. I heard that they break all the time, so I tried out this Zoom one. Yeah, I got this Zoom interface, and it's made for streaming, so it's made to just connect to my phone. Then the phone powers it, and then I can go live with my drum machine, and yeah, I can make a beat live. So I want to do that. So that's something that I'm working on. Within the process of learning how to live stream, that's just another thing that I want to do and something that I'm working on. So things have been going good though. Live streams are definitely fun. So want to definitely keep doing this for you guys. Want to start vlogging more too. So maybe I'll try to vlog some of what I do tomorrow when I do that gig. Again, tomorrow at 10:30, I got to do that gig. So it's going to be some real estate type videography or cinematography, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, it really be like kind of my first time, not really my first time, but like my first time doing that specifically for a client. So um, yeah, I'm pretty excited to do it and can't wait to see how it comes out. So maybe I'll try to vlog some of that tomorrow. But yeah, man, let's get into some of these live reactions, man. I know they had this. I guess Drake like canceled his lawsuit, or I guess it wasn't a lawsuit at first, right? It wasn't a lawsuit, but he did. He did pull it basically, and now he filed a lawsuit. And I guess in the lawsuit, he's mentioned a lot of streamers, like YouTube streamers and people that reacted to the battle. I don't know, it's just some crazy stuff going on. But we're gonna react to this video. Let me see. Let me switch over here. So this video is by Zia and B Lou. So if you never heard of those guys, they're basically they're they have a reaction channel on YouTube, and they react to music mainly. Here I am talking about them like I know, because I actually just found out about them this year because of the battle, right? Because I've watched, I've been watching like people's reactions to certain songs, and these guys are really funny, as far as their reactions to the songs, and they were definitely, they didn't seem biased at all. They would react to both sides. So if Drake had a good record, they reacted to it, and they weren't biased about it, so they just gave their honest opinion, and in their opinion, Kendrick made the better song. So what happened is they just started doing these reactions, and they're reacting to Kendrick. At least this is when I found out about him, and man, it was just like hilarious. But anyway, the reason we're watching this one is because they were named in Drake's lawsuit, so they're reacting to being named in the lawsuit. So let's check this out. Should be pretty funny.
But chat, that was the thing though. I was on some like, why did he had a nerve to put us in it? You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, so we talking about the lawsuit, the lawsuit.
Man, bro, because I got to, bro. That's the first thing I woke up to this morning. I'm like, bro, what the like?
Let me pull this shit up. What's the? Because I seen a couple articles, a couple headlines going like that. I'm like,
yeah.
It kind of threw me aback because I thought he had dropped the whole. I thought he had dropped the whole. Like he withdrew. Like he was like,
so I thought everything was canceled. It was all over. You feel me?
Yeah.
And then they like, boom, he coming at a different angle or a different perspective.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I'm like, bro.
These guys are hilarious. Their chemistry is so funny. But yeah, that's what I was saying. So Drake, he backed out. So that was the news first. Everyone was talking about, oh, Drake pulled back from the lawsuit, or trying to get discovery or whatever that, I forgot what it's called, like a pre-petition or something like that. But he was it wasn't a lawsuit. It was like before the lawsuit. He was trying to get more evidence, but he pulled that. But then right after he did that, he actually filed a lawsuit.
Going on, bro? Especially like when we get mentioned, bro. Like, cause like I ain't never met Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? So now I gotta treat you accordingly. You feel me? Real.
Critics can't get enough of one of them days.
If you know kind of thing.
It's a hilarious ride.
Fun.
And comedic gold.
If I donate more blood, will I get more money? I gave 4 bags.
It's an instant classic.
Take heed.
One of them days. Now playing. Rated R.
That might be funny.
You feel some type of way?
Bro, if a nigga, bro, that's like somebody, bro, honestly, bro, see, I don't know the whole spiel yet, but that's like some Karen.
And that's what I will say. Okay, so boom.
Because I don't know the
I
whole
don't think
spiel.
nobody knows the full inner dealings of whatever it is Drake and UMG got going on in terms of the negotiation. What I do know is that there have been negotiations going on behind the scenes way before the beef happened. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So maybe it's either two things, right? Either this is just some type of strategical play from Drake's team in the grand scheme of whatever it is they trying to, finesse.
Yeah.
Within like the the negotiations.
Yeah.
Or Drake just a sore loser.
So I'm like, did the song hurt him that badly? Like, goddamn.
Yeah.
They trying to say it hurt him economically. Like it made us like, for example, right? If we talking in terms of negotiation, right? Mm-hmm. With all negotiations, you need leverage. Okay.
Not facts.
So when the beef happened, right?
Yeah.
What his team is trying to say is that UMG took the opportunity to boost did everything in their power to boost the perception of
with the Spotify numbers,
with everything in general.
Okay.
To make they did everything in their power to influence the perception on who won the beef, right? With the Not Like Us diss track and all that, right? That they did everything to push it, And because of that,
But wouldn't you push your artist too though? Like,
but that's what I'm finna get to. Because of that, it hurt Drake, right? So it gave them the leverage in the negotiations to be like, well, shit, nigga, like, you know, you not, because Drake was probably asking for a bag, nigga.
yeah, let's go play.
I mean, that's probably all this is. You know what I mean? Basically, Drake doesn't have leverage anymore, or as much leverage as he had. So now when he's trying to renegotiate a deal, you know, he's not going to get as much money as he wants. And I think that's the only reason behind the lawsuit. You know, they tried to paint it to where it's like, oh, he's doing this for all artists to make it easier on independent artists or whatnot, or, you know, to stop these labels and Spotify from getting over on artists. He's gonna be the one to do, you know, what Michael Jackson and Prince and, you know, all these other people couldn't do. Even Kanye West, you know, he's trying to say that he's going to do what all of those people tried to do. He's going to be able to do it through this lawsuit with UMG. But it's just crazy, man. I think it's just a money play. I think it's just because he's lost leverage. And I honestly think that, you know, a lot of people, you know, I don't know anything about Drake in his personal life, or, you know, but I do know that a lot of people, what they do is, you know, you live beyond your means. It just happens. And, you know, like if you're making $100,000 a year, and you're living check to check, it's because you're living beyond your means, right? You're living beyond what you can afford. You're spending more than what's coming in, basically. And I think that's what's happening to Drake too. I think he's, you know, once you get up to that high of a lifestyle and you're spending money like this to maintain all those things, like his mansion or his compound, whatever it is, all his cars and, you know, all his jet, he has a private jet or something. To maintain all of that stuff costs a lot of money. And if you're not making the same amount of money, he may not be able to afford it. You know what I mean? So like when he got that deal, I think they were saying it was for $400 million. When he got that $400 million deal, he probably started living a $400 million lifestyle. And now that he has to renegotiate, he may not be able to get that $400 million. So I think that's why the lawsuit is happening. That's my guess.
Wasn't necessarily trying to give him. So now it's like, okay, what Drake's angle is from this lawsuit is like, boom. Y'all intentionally played the favor to his side to hurt my stock, so y'all wouldn't have to pay me what I wanted to be paid in the negotiations.
See, I didn't know that.
That's one way we could look at it. I don't. That's what I'm saying. That's one way we could look at it.
That's a theory.
It's either that, because one thing I find interesting in the defamation lawsuit is that he's not suing, because usually in a defamation lawsuit you sue the that said this shit, right?
Yeah.
He's not suing Kendrick. He's suing UMG.
Yeah. So
feel
where
what
the
I'm saying?
fuck did we come in at?
So let me read this. Hold on. Let me pull this up.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, where the fuck did we come in at? You know what I'm
Oh
So,
man. Look
Say
at this.
Drake.
That's them right there.
alleged
They're
in the
funny.
lawsuit that UMG permitted content creators such as Kai Cenat, Zias, Shaq, RDC Gaming, and Cartier Family to monetize reactions to Not Like Us without enforcing copyright claims. He claims this lack of enforcement enabled the spread of
Defamatory.
The famarity.
Defamarity, man.
content while generating profits for both UMG and the creators,
Like it.
prioritizing revenue over Drake's safety.
Huh?
I'm not gonna lie, from a surface level when I read this, Drake, you sound crazy.
Bro, we just having fun. We just,
What are
nigga,
you talking
know what
about?
I'm saying?
Yeah, Drake's
That
tripping.
shit sounds silly as hell. I'm not gonna lie, like, this is not hip hop. Like that, like when I
Bro,
look at
I've
it,
never seen this in my life.
I'm not gonna lie to you, and it's like, hold on, let me read this again. He's trying to say
I mean, I think that guy's
he,
pretty
his
young.
team, whatever. They trying to say that
in my whole life.
They trying to make it so the narrative they trying to go with is that because UMG lifted our copyright claims, that's why we reacted to Not Like Us.
But that's what I'm gonna say though. I f- with Kendrick harder on that just for the simple fact that they f- with us on the reaction and let the copyright be unlifted. You feel me? He didn't fuck with us never on that.
But that's a misconception. Not everybody got their copyrights white. Not everybody that reacted to Not Like Us got their video whitelisted.
Oh.
If you've
I don't
been
know
in
what
this
that means,
reaction
yeah.
game for a minute, you have some type of pull with any label. Like, it's very common to submit a song to a label or react to a label and get the copyright lifted.
Yeah.
If you have that type of pull.
So
Yeah,
We've
so
done
that
it several
happens.
times
There you go.
with UMG. So they trying to play the narrative that like UMG purposely did it so you can react in the favor of Kendrick, which is not the case. That song was a banger.
Yeah.
freaky ass.
So that's the problem with it is like people just like the song. So even if they weren't getting paid, people were gonna react to that song. You know what I mean? I remember when I heard when I heard Euphoria, right? I was in Sweden. I was in Sweden, bro, and I was like, you know, I'm in a whole nother country. And I remember that morning I was walking to the store. They have, you know, their grocery store out there. So I'm walking up to that grocery store. I forgot what it was called. It was something funny about it because I guess you say the letters, but I kept like spelling it out. Anyway, but yeah, I just remember that morning I would walk to the store in Sweden. It was an unreal kind of just experience. It was crazy because, you know, Euphoria, to me, that's still my favorite song of the whole battle. But that song is just dope. So like when I first heard it, man, I must have played that song 30 times, you know what I'm saying? And then I started watching reactions and I started watching like guys like this, they were all reacting. And it's like, whether or not they were going to get paid, those reactions were going to happen, you know? And that was before Not Like Us, you know, even when Not Like Us came out, I was still in Sweden and it was just off the chain. As soon as I heard it, I knew. I was like, oh man, it's a wrap. And it's everyone that reacted to it, they had the same reaction. But, you know, Drake's trying to say that the only reason that, well, I don't know if he's saying the only reason that happened is because UMG lifted the copyright claims or whatever. But I don't know. It's crazy, man. Craziness.
Yes, is it nine
I
guys?
think that song was gonna go regardless.
It did go regardless.
You got to think about it from the aspect of, bro, Kendrick, a top tier artist,
Facts.
made a banger
Facts.
dissing the biggest rapper in the world.
Facts.
What the do you think
what do
was
you
gonna
expect
happen,
was
nigga?
gonna
That
happen?
shit
Yeah.
was gonna go regardless of whatever the you had to do.
Facts.
Facts. It was gonna
know what I'm
the like the red dots and shit that he had on the screen. That shit was gonna go regardless. You feel me?
And it felt like Drake or his team, whatever. Like I keep saying his team because I don't know if this is Drake or if this is like a strategic move on his team
But
part.
you gotta finalize everything. That's why I ain't going with that shit no more, bro. After I seen our names in this shit, you gotta finalize the say so. Nigga, at the end of the day, you gotta go in there and say, hey, this is what I wanna do, nigga. When Gunna went in there and signed them things with that lawyer, nigga, that's what you did, nigga. You feel me?
So we just gonna put it on Drake. Okay, so boom. Either Drake can't get over the fact that people Not Like Us that much.
Yeah. I think it really hurt. But it would hurt my heart too, though. I ain't gonna lie.
But it was a banger.
Yeah, it was. It was.
And I think
It would hurt my
comes
heart,
down
too.
bro, Drake probably didn't feel like Kendrick was capable of
Doing that to him.
doing that to him. And I could tell from like how he was rapping. And it was crazy. It's like, okay, we talking defamation. Why are we acting like Drake?
Drake? This is just ridiculous, man. Ridiculous.
Didn't defame Kendrick first. with the white beater allegation.
He did. On me, he did, bro. On me.
That's like Kendrick suing UMG saying like, bro, y'all let this.
Yeah, like you let this nigga
Call
say
me
It's a rap battle.
Yeah, because that could have deteriorated.
So wild.
Ooh. Come on, you there?
Am I there?
These guys are funny.
Deterred his image. That ain't it.
No.
They detrimented.
Oh my God.
Is that it?
Okay.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay.
Okay.
Oh
so
my God.
That could have detrimented his. That ain't it.
It could have been detrimental.
Okay, it could have been detrimental to his
Oh man, he was cooking though for a second.
career. You know what I'm saying? Because if that went, bro, just like you said, if that went through, bro, like okay, say
Man.
you know, yada 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 yada. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Boom, this shit took off. You know what I'm saying? Because people
Right.
had was they was raising their eyebrow like,
You feel what I'm talking about?
you know what I'm saying?
And bro, you gotta realize, bro, reactors was gonna react to that song regardless if niggas was getting copyrighted or not. This has
Facts.
been like reactors don't be reacting to songs all the time to make money. Sometimes it's just to get in the algorithm, to get the sub, to get the growth. You feel what I'm saying?
I would have.
So it didn't matter if UMG lifted them copyrights or not.
I think most of the
People gonna
time,
react however they.
I think most of the time it's like that, but I don't know. I'm not, I'm just starting out in this reaction game. But as far as like these cats being able to react and being able to get paid off of their reactions, I would think that it would happen a lot where they get the copyright claims. But I don't know. Maybe they, like he was saying, because they have pool, maybe they get a lot of those songs whitelisted and they're able to react to them and get paid from them. So
In the first place.
I think I would have had more respect for it if it wasn't like the name drops. Like I said, I ain't seen like no papers or nothing, but this shit just seems specific as hell. You know what I'm saying?
You saying like he snitching, like watch
mean,
for these niggas, like hey.
Yeah, like these got the, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, damn, like you could just been like the social media creators. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we had the biggest reactions. I feel like we like
Yeah.
But nigga, I didn't stir no type of way. I was just like, I was just turned up. I'm like, nigga.
yeah, he just named like the biggest people, I mean, he put Kai Cenat, so it's like, that's just crazy. No Life Shack is huge. I don't know about these other guys, but yeah.
Said that.
And that's what I'm
You know what I'm
saying.
saying? I'm like, nigga, I don't know what the fuck he was gonna say.
Another thing to take into consideration is that, bro, we didn't react no different to Kendrick than we did to Drake.
Exactly,
When Drake was saying some shit, nigga, we was just as hyped, nigga.
Nigga, I got beat up on this motherfucker. Shit, nigga, I done fell off my chair and everything.
And you know what's crazy, bro? UMG didn't copyright claim push-ups. UMG didn't copyright claim the Hard Part 6. Them shits is monetized.
What? Wait, is that for real?
It's the same thing.
It's kind of contradictory is what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
I haven't heard anyone say that, but I wondered about that. Like, damn, so are they saying that they're saying they didn't even get copyright claims for Drake's songs. That's wild.
On me. See, I ain't even know about all that. You know what I'm saying? On me. But like,
So the whole notion that like, oh, UMG lifted the copyright claims on not like us, so could, react to it in a positive manner.
Yeah.
Nah, I think reacted to it in a positive manner because that was a banger.
and I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I still f***ed with Drake with Drake before this though, bro. And like I said, I ain't gonna just what is it called? Like pre whatever the word is, I ain't gonna it, but you know what I'm saying? I gotta see more in the details, but I promise, bro, that should make you
This
stop
shit's
fucking with
crazy.
nigga all the way. You know what I'm saying? My personal opinion, bro. You know what I'm saying? You name dropping and doing all this extra shit for what? You know what I'm saying? For real, bro. Like it'd be like, for what, bro? Ain't did nothing to you.
But again,
Don't even
and
know.
that's what I'm saying. It's interesting that
I think they call their lawyer on this stream, and it's hilarious. So I want to see that.
the defamation lawsuit
Might
against
fast forward to that part.
UMG, and that's why on the flip side, this could just be like a
Critics agree one of them days is comedic gold.
What are the interest rates? I thought that was the year of establishment.
It's a hilarious ride that's best seen in theaters.
Are you having a heart attack? I've never seen a credit score this low.
Looks like UMG wants me to watch this movie.
One of them days, now playing. Rated R.
That's probably funny.
A strategic move on the grand scheme of things to like. For example, I talked to a UMG executive earlier today, and you know, he was like, "Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know, I don't know this to be the case, but it seemed like he trying to get out his deal. This is like a strategic play to get out his deal and go get the bag elsewhere because UMG not trying to give it to him. So it's like, bro, okay.
So you gonna throw me under the bus?
I'm gonna get this bag from UMG regardless. I'm gonna get this bag
Well, that's the other theory, right? Is that he's just trying to get out of his record deal.
from UMG. However,
Yeah.
if y'all not gonna give it to me from in the contract, from a label contract,
Then I'm gonna get it else another way.
and I peeped that y'all used y'all did what y'all did to like, put them in my stock. I'm gonna sue y'all, get my money. So I'm gonna hurt y'all however we see it.
Yeah, cause he like, man.
That could be another way to look
Yeah,
at it. You
look
know what
at
I'm
it.
saying?
Yeah.
Because the lawsuit is against UMG. If he was suing Kendrick, I'd have like, Drake, you soft, nigga.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. That's what we doing, bro.
He is suing Kendrick,
But it's just
though.
still
I
something
mean,
I've
he
never
might
seen
as well be
before.
suing.
I would have never
He
imagined
might as well be suing Kendrick. He's suing Kendrick through suing UMG.
a lyrical back and forth
Turning into
from
some
two
lawsuits.
greats
Yeah.
ending up in a lawsuit. a
Because
defamation
usually,
lawsuit.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm not saying this to be like a type of way, but usually the shit turn into gunshots and switches. You know what I'm saying? But the shit, and I'm glad it didn't. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it didn't turn into that, which I'm glad. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad it didn't. But it
shouldn't
shouldn't have turned into this shit either.
It turned to judge, lawyers, and
that's all I'm
snitches.
saying. It shouldn't have turned into this either. I don't like I said, I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it personally.
Okay, you don't like your name being mentioned, or you don't like him suing, period?
I guess you got to get the bag, but it's like you got Air Drake, nigga. You better rent that out. You know what I'm saying? Shit or something. Cause I know he got hella bills. I ain't gonna lie, he probably got hella bills.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. You know what I mean? He probably has a crazy lifestyle that costs so much money to keep up with, and right now he's probably in a position where he's feeling like he's not going to get enough money to maintain that lifestyle. That's my guess. Yeah, he got a lot of bills for sure.
You know what I'm saying? But you gotta rent that plane out.
Rent it
It's
out.
just, bro, it's
Like I
a
said,
bad-
it's either two
it's a
things.
bad way to
Either
go
two
out, bro.
things. Either he's trying to get his back from UMG.
Yeah.
And this is just like a strategical move in the grand scheme of things, or he just a sore ass loser and can't get over he's just his ego is so hurt. Ego is so hurt he can't get.
Two
get
things
over
could
the
be
fact that,
true.
bro, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That niggas really not like us as much as they did.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not
'Cause
buying
honestly-
the whole. I'm not buying the.
Nah,
bot
that shit hit, bro.
That shit hit, bro.
That shit hit. I ain't
Like,
gonna
bro,
lie.
y'all.
Cause soon as you see what you heard the
Yeah,
beat,
bro. That was natural.
bro,
that was organic,
on my
nigga.
mama, bro. You heard that beat. All over.
Some of y'all Drake fans
That's how I felt as soon as I heard it.
That song, even Drake said it was a banger.
Went
he said,
off.
nigga, if it wasn't for the pedophile shit, that was, I would actually
okay,
fuck with
okay,
that. Remember
okay,
Drake said that in the song.
Yeah. But it's like,
So it's crazy to like when I be seeing like what they saying in the lawsuits. Like, what do you mean? Like, UMG did all these things to make the song bigger than what it was. I don't think UMG had to.
yeah, because it was gonna go regardless.
Maybe they did, but I just don't, it don't
Yeah,
make
yeah,
logical sense to me.
Yeah, on me. It's like, all right, chat. I got a question right now. This gonna settle a minor
Isaiah
debate.
Garcia said, Rich as hell, he a sore loser for sure. So Lacey said, hey, Z, this year I'm bucking. Oh, okay.
So
Shout out to you. Get big, get big.
out of the whole beef chat, what?
All right, let me see if they call their lawyer.
Let me call the lawyer.
Oh, yeah, they
Let me
call him right now.
Let me call the lawyer. Dimitri. There you go.
All right, let me listen.
We might could countersue because I feel very distressed.
Man, this shit.
I'm not gonna
causing
lie.
me-
I'm not gonna lie. Him mentioning us in his lawsuit,
bro.
I haven't been able to rest. I haven't been at ease all day.
Bro, me either, bro. You see, bro, I was up 5 a.m.
Emotional
bro.
distress.
I haven't been able to sleep.
They want to countersue.
Sleep.
What's going on?
What's good, Dimitri?
What's up, bro?
I'm trying to get your legal advice from trying to get your legal advice on something real quick.
Sure. What's up?
So is there any play in a countersuit with Drake's lawsuit, being that he mentioned us? I'm on stream, by the way.
Oh,
Because I'm not gonna lie, like when I saw me and B. Lou was mentioned in the lawsuit, I haven't been at ease all day.
well, what did it say? I actually didn't. I was unaware of that.
Yeah, it said that it made claims
I haven't been at ease all day.
that we reacted in a certain way because UMG lifted our copyright, and I've been getting all kinds of threats
Yep,
from
not for real, for
OVO,
real. Sweat.
and like my family been getting threats. They've been like finding my address. I just been distressed all day.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so you and B. Lou reacted to a Drake music video. Is that what you're saying?
We reacted to Not Like Us.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
And then UMG, you were mentioned in the lawsuit, but you weren't sued, correct?
Right, but them mentioning us,
Me up.
it really has me at my heart been beating a certain type of way that it hasn't beaten before. Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you, like
The threats is just man, they coming in left and right.
It's
You
like-
know them fans.
I'm getting all type of messages now. People
So
saying
are they-
sell out,
are
sell
they-
out, sell out. Like
They saying don't make me come find you. I'm
basically,
OVO.
like, are they insinuating
Don't make me come find you. I'm OVO.
that you guys were siding with Kendrick and like
Yes.
trying to like trash Drake? Is that what
right.
you're saying?
They're saying that we helped in the defaming of Drake.
I see. Okay, and that's false, correct?
Absolutely.
100%.
I'm at an absolute emotional distress since I'm like, how dare he?
How dare he?
Okay. All right. Well, you guys are technically like journalists,
Boys are
so
stupid.
you can, as long as you're not saying anything too crazy, you pretty much can, like freedom of the press, you kind of say whatever for the most part. So,
Right.
and I'd like to watch that video. Is it still up?
Yeah, still up the Not Like Us video, still up.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me watch the video and see how you guys reacted, and then I'll give you a call back, kind of let you know what I think.
Just off like just just from experience, what's like how much you think we would be able to give us
This dude.
if we did a countershoot for emotional distress?
Yeah, I mean, you have to prove that it hurt your business and how it affected
Shit.
you personally. Maybe you guys are losing brand deals and stuff now. Maybe you guys are, the threats and stuff called you guys sleepless nights.
I couldn't sleep last
Couldn't
night.
sleep last night. I usually take naps during the day. I couldn't do it today. I went to the gym. You know me.
Couldn't even
right
take a
now. I
nap.
went to the gym. I only did one set.
All that stuff matters. So,
Oh man, lawyers are crazy, man.
they could be worth a lot of money. A lot.
Man, I got a headache right now, man. With this
You
shit.
too?
Man, this shit got
I'm
me
not gonna
all
lie,
over
B-Lou.
the place, bro. Fuck.
My head was hurting,
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I just forced
bet.
myself.
and my
come on
head
here,
doesn't
bro.
usually hurt.
Bro, I forced myself to come on here, Zeke. I didn't tell you, bro, but I forced myself to come on here, bro. Fuck.
I bet.
Yeah,
I
it's
bet.
been a lot, Dimitri. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a lot today.
I'm gonna take a look. I'm curious, and make sure you guys. You posted, so it's not gonna get deleted. So
Right.
But you know what? Just in case, you guys should probably download the video. Maybe screen record like comments and stuff too, especially showing that you're being threatened and stuff, just in case we need it for later. Because for all we know, UMG is a big company. All we know, they end up striking your video down somehow. Now we lose all the comments and all that. So I would say make sure you guys record. At least do like a screen recording or something. Okay.
All right.
All right. Make sure you get the comments. The comments are like very, very important.
Okay, appreciate you, Dimitri.
Fuck.
They're hilarious. I'll let it finish
Let me
up.
know what you guys want to do.
We'll definitely be in contact tomorrow. Let's get this
All right,
paper.
bro.
Fuck.
Sounds good. All right, guys. Bye.
Fuck. Fuck.
Let's get this money, nigga.
Man, bro, I'm not for real. Nah, Zeke, no, man, the side, bro.
Let's get this money.
My head hurt like a
Nah,
right
mine
now, bro.
too.
For real, bro.
Mine
Shit,
too.
man. Nigga, this ain't no game out here, bro.
That's crazy.
Shit, bro. Sleepless goddamn nights coming out to me and this shit get tough, bro.
What a time. What a time to be alive. Just crazy. All right, enough of the whole Drake shit. Wild, man. All right, I got a couple more videos. So this one is I haven't watched this video. Let's see who this is by. The name of this person is Von Jean. So I don't really know anything about him. But I saw the title. It's Too Many Interests: How to Get Real Results in Them, the Best Approach. Right. So that just that popped out to me because that's pretty much me in a nutshell. Just like I have so many different interests, you know what I mean? Like, and I try to be good at all of them and get results, but I think that, when you have stuff going on like that, like so many different things going on at the same time, it's hard to focus in on one and complete it before you start a new project or you start working on your other projects, right? So like I constantly have multiple projects going on at the same time. Like I have different albums that I'm working on, other songs I'm working on, beats I'm working on, videos I'm working on, photos, then doing stuff around my house. So there's like, all these things that I do and that I'm passionate about, but sometimes it does feel like it's just too many things happening at once, and I never been diagnosed with ADHD, but I've definitely feel like I do have it, as far as like the people who have been diagnosed and, what they say ADHD is, all of those characteristics and things like that. I have that. So I don't know. It just interests me. So I just wanted to watch the video. So let's see what it's about, man. See what he talking about. If he ain't talking about nothing, I'm going to cut him off. Cut him off.
Passionate about. The main issue is just how many things should you try to get good at? You may believe the common myth that if you try too many things, then you won't be good at any of them. But that's not true at all. Well,
Yeah, I don't think that's true either. And actually, that saying, they stopped the saying early because it's a longer saying. So this like jack of all trades, master of none, but oftentimes better. And he put the whole saying right there, right? So usually whenever you see the saying, all you see is jack of all trades, master of none, right? But the second part is, but often better than a master of one. So see, people don't add that part. So I think it is good to try and be, it's cool to wear different hats. Like, I do everything when it comes to music. Like I'm writing the song, I record the song, I produce the music, I mix it down, you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm happy that I could do all of that stuff because I'm not dependent on other people.
then you won't be good at any of them.
But let me
But that's
stop.
not true at all. Well, I'm going to show you my method of what really worked for me as far as getting lasting results in multiple areas, and hopefully you can draw some experience from that and cater it to your life. So I'll start by saying that, in my opinion, it's better to be good at a lot of things by going at them one at a time. That's how I got where I am, and I'm going to explain why this is really important, especially if you're like me and you tend to get really excited and just want to jump into everything right away. It's important to take things one at a time and really focus deeply on those. It's not a bad thing that you have all this excitement and this extra energy to just dive into things that you really want to do. But the problem with diving into too many things at once is that you have a limited amount of focus that you're able to apply, and you don't have momentum. But I'm going to get into that in a second. To start though, as far as selecting a hobby, let's assume you've cleared out everything in your life that tends to get in the way. Distractions, bad habits, and so on. What would occupy your mind the most? And if you can actually think of something, this is probably where you should start. That could be art, that could be guitar and piano, that could be sports. Maybe you're into sculpting. I read some comments from the last video. Some of you are also into the things that I'm in, which is cool. Photography, different fields of tech, graphic design, things like that. What would it be for you though? And I would say whatever that is, that's where you should start. You could also think of this as if you were known for something.
Graphic design. I design pretty much all of my album covers.
what would that be? So in my case, I would want people to say, oh, that's Vaughn, the piano and guitar player. So that is what occupies my mind the most. Whatever that is for you, though, I would highly recommend that's where you start. So why one at a time? What's the purpose of one at a time?
Just trust me when I'm telling you this.
I can
On
dig
your
it.
to-do list,
I can dig it. I started with music, obviously, but even with music, I started trying to learn different things. Right? I just wanted to learn how to play the guitar, so I picked that up. Then learn how to play the keys, so I picked that up. Oh,
Important thing when it comes to
rewind.
recommend that's where you start. So why one at a time? What's the purpose of one at a time? Reason number one is focus. I would say focus is the most important thing when it comes to getting good at multiple things, or just one thing really. If you don't have focus, you really don't have anything else. And if your focus is really bad, you can develop it to be really good over time. I've been at a point where my focus was great, it got really bad, and now it's great again. So I know both sides of it. You can absolutely build it up, but this is the one thing that's going to actually get you good in whatever area you try to apply yourself to. Especially because we all have life happening around us. You have work, school, family, other obligations that you have to take care of. If you don't have the focus to actually put in onto something that you want to do when you're not dealing with those other things, you won't really get the results. So this is why it's important to focus on one thing at a time. There's probably times in your life, if you're like me, where you've tried to do too many things at once and you just kind of abandon them all at the same time. This is exactly what I've done before.
Yeah, that's what happens.
And also another reason why I think this focus aspect is probably the most important thing here. Also, this focus is going to help you drastically improve in this one area. And you're probably going to get good a lot faster than you think. Reason number two, and this is kind of a cheat code to life in general, but it's something I call the confidence snowball. So when you get good at something, whatever that thing you had in your mind, when you get good at that, the next skill you pick up, your ability and belief in yourself, as far as your ability to pick up a skill, get through the days you don't want to show up, the discipline, the focus, all that. Your ability in those areas is actually going to carry over to the next thing you do, even if it's not connected. I'll use myself for an example. I started out just playing guitar. This was in high school. I didn't do sports, no languages, nothing. I'll put a picture of myself on the screen, but I basically was into video games and playing guitar. The first thing I learned outside of that was kickboxing. And these are two completely different areas. You know, video games and guitar over to kickboxing is kind of a drastic change. But something I noticed is that as I went to practice, as I would show up, as I would spar, a lot of the confidence I had came from the fact that I had done this before. I had gotten through those tough days on guitar, or those days where I really didn't feel like showing up. Those days, I can't really explain it, but it really set something inside of me to where I was able to transfer that ability over just fine. Considering I was in Japan during this time, I started learning Japanese after this. And now I had the confidence from learning guitar.
Why did I know that he lived in Japan? I don't know.
And learning kickboxing to apply to the language, which I really needed because Japanese was the first language that I learned outside of English, which is really hard for an English speaker. And I really noticed that though these fields are completely unrelated, the confidence from the first bled into the second and into the next. And even after Japanese, into software engineering and other things that I do, piano and a list of other things. It's continuous.
I can see that. I can relate to that.
Builds up my confidence and my ability to just do this a lot better, a lot smoother. I really think without the prior hobbies, some of these things I would have quit on, especially kickboxing, MMA in general. It's very hard, but the fact that I could get to levels in those other areas that other people couldn't, maybe not in a competition sense, but you know what I mean. That gave me the confidence in knowing, hey, if I stick with this, just like the tough times and those other tasks, I'll be able to get through this too and get to that level that I want to be at. I bring all this up to say, as you develop in one area and you're focusing on that one thing, it's really going to build your skill developing skill. I don't know if that sentence makes sense. Your skill developing skill, your ability to develop new skills. It's going to build that up so everything you pick up past that first thing or that second thing is actually going to come a lot easier, even if it's not related.
Juggling multiple client
Some good
sites,
info.
supercharge your product.
Now we're going to talk about max capacity. This is really the big question I get from people who see my channel or just know me in real life. How many is too much, or how many should you get? This will be different for everyone. Of course, that's the blanket answer. But I do want to say, this is probably going to be a lot more than you actually think. And I'll explain that in a minute. I personally did not think at all that I would be able to do everything that I do today and actually keep up with it about 7-10 years ago. I had no idea I would be doing what I do now. And you probably will be in the same position yourself. Maybe in a shorter amount of time, I don't know. But you're probably gonna have that same realization like I did. And even now, I'm still kind of confused at my own life. And I live my own life every day. But I'm really grateful to be here and give you guys the information so that you can kind of do the same thing. Because it really is a good feeling when you're skilled in all the things that are in your mind and you're not just kind of wishing that you had results anymore. So to tackle this max capacity thing, I want to bring up a image that I have in my head. And I think of an ambient light, like a light that's just kind of lights up the whole room. But then you take that and you put it into a laser beam and you point it at one area. I tend to see this as our energy and our focus throughout the day. And this is what really made it click for me as far as developing all these areas. And how I really got to this realization was video games. Growing up, I used to play video games all day. Literally, if you left me in my room from sunup to sundown, I could be on the Xbox, GameCube, whatever. Super Smash Bros, fighting games, Halo, Gears of War, all that stuff. I would just switch from game to game and I could play
How did I know you were playing Street Fighter and Tekken?
stop. I didn't have to eat. I barely drink water.
I'm judging.
Really move. I just play video games. That's it. My logic was this. If I could sit there and play video games all day, no breaks, maybe one break to go, I don't know, get a drink of water just so I could play more games, why can't I apply that to other things? That really came into play when I was in the military because I worked a lot. We deployed. We did all kinds of stuff. In the off time, I'd say, well, you know, I used to play games after school, and why can't I just do this now? Why can't I just play guitar when I get off work, even though I'm tired or whatever? And thinking about this, I don't know if it tricked my brain or my body just started to believe me or whatever. Again, this is all just my experience. I noticed that I was actually able to do way more than I thought. This continued to bleed over when I got out of the military and I was living in Japan as a civilian, because I would go to school and go to college there, and then I would get off and I would still do other things, still go to practice, and I could keep it up. And the whole time I was thinking to myself, remember, you used to play video games for 12 hours a day. So just divide those 12 hours into productive things. I hope this is making sense. Let me know if it's not. I can maybe articulate it better. But it's like, I don't want to say
it's making sense. I mean, for me, I think, you know, the focus part is definitely sticking, you know. And I know that I need to focus in on one thing, right? And like, I'll tell myself that, like, I'll start the day out and say, okay, today I'm going to focus on this specific thing to complete this task. And sometimes I do it, but sometimes I get distracted. Sometimes other things start happening. And then I start doing, 20 things at the same time. So, it is important to definitely just focus in on that one thing that you're trying to do. I had to do that a lot with, the video work and multimedia stuff that I've been doing lately for my company, because, I had to basically get really good at it, and just gain a lot of knowledge about it quickly, because, when I started my company, I knew how to do certain things as far as video is concerned or photos concerned. But a lot of the stuff I did was like digital media. So I'll do like, working in Photoshop, stuff like that. And basically, I had to learn more about video and audio, and I had to learn it quickly because I started, kind of promoting my services to people basically right away as soon as I started my business. And, over the last 2 years, I've learned so much, to the point where now I'm not even like, I have this gig tomorrow. It's a really big gig, as far as that real estate type gig I was talking about earlier. But I'm not nervous about it at all. I feel that I'm very confident now in my ability to make, beautiful images. And, that took me focusing in on just that particular skill. But even with that, um, that could still be all over the place, and it still is all over the place. I have a lot of projects that I'm working on as far as like video is concerned, and I've worked on them a lot. So I've spent hours and hours and hours getting them to where they're at now, and there's just a couple things that I need to do to finish them up so I can post them. But it's the focus part, It's all about me kind of blocking out everything else that I need to do and just focus strictly on, you know, finishing the video, right? So that's something that I'm definitely working on, and I'm going to continue to work on, um, because it's important, man. So yeah, I like this video. Probably just watch the rest of this video
Transfer, but
before I take off.
that's the word to use. I'm transferring that idea of me being able to play something all day or do something all day, even longer than 12 hours sometimes, into more productive tasks. I say that to say, figure out what you can do for a long time. Maybe it's a combination of things. Maybe you can binge Netflix while scrolling social media or also playing video games, or you're on YouTube all day. Think about that and how that is easily accessible and easy for you to do. And as you start to pick up these things, try to attribute that to what you're trying to learn. I don't know if this works. Again, I don't have science, I don't have studies, I don't have bar charts or any of that. I just know in my experience, this was something that really helped me out. Now, I'm not saying detached from life. That's not what I'm saying, where you're just inside all day and you stop being in touch with reality. All I'm saying is that most days you want to limit that, severely limit it or cut it off, and just put that energy into something else. Because again, the ambient light to laser, it's really the same light. It's the same amount of light. It's just got to go somewhere rather than being spread out into different areas for no reason. Mm-hmm. Okay, along the lines of max capacity, when should...
That is, that's important too, the part about kind of shutting off the world, obviously you still need to get out there. If you want to be inspired, you got to live, right? But that also is taking up your focus, to his point, right? Now your focus is spread thin because you're doing all these different things, and on top of that, you're like, maybe you're, on Instagram all day. And it's like, if I'm on Instagram all day watching reels, then that's where my focus goes, right? So this is one of the reasons why I stopped really going online as much as I used to. I still go online a lot, but if I'm online now, I'm usually watching like a video on how to do something on YouTube versus like scrolling funny videos on Instagram, you know what I mean? But it's easier said than done, you know what I'm saying? I get it, I still catch myself every now and then. I'm watching reels or whatever. But, I have to just continuously remind myself that, I am spreading my focus thin when I'm doing that. So I need to make sure that I'm focusing on, whatever I want to complete. And one thing at a time, I think, is a really, really good advice that he gave as well. So
their hobby or interest. Again, the answer is kind of a blanket answer. Everyone's different. But I would really say pay attention to when you're not finding it a struggle to show up. That is one huge indicator, I would say. And another one is once you develop some sort of competency in that area.
Ooh, a croissant?
Put more importance on the ability of showing.
I'm gonna need y'all to give money to the Cash App, man.
The key, because competence is a ever-changing goal in my opinion, but the ability to show up is something that you can gauge.
I'm gonna need y'all to put money in the Cash App if you want to stop seeing these commercials. You know what I'm saying?
Another way to find this out is if you feel weird while going a few days without it. That's another indicator that is pretty much attached to you at that point. I remember personally, for MMA, in my sense, are mostly kickboxing. But when COVID happened, I was in Japan, and most of the gyms shut down. And for a while, there was no lockdown rule, but places with close quarters like that kind of just had to stop, and everything was shutting down early. Mm-hmm. So for me, I noticed, I think about 3-4 days in, I was literally kind of scrambling. Like I didn't know what to do. because I hadn't sparred anyone, I hadn't trained with anyone. It sounds weird, but when you're not consistently fighting other people, at least for me, I feel strange. Only in the gym, by the way, not on the streets, no violence. But when I'm not training like that, it does feel weird. And I noticed that's because I was really attached to it. The same thing goes for guitar. If I go a few days without playing guitar or piano, it starts to feel strange. So I say this for you to say, if you start to feel that feeling, that's a really, really good indicator that you can probably add on something else. So why is this a good idea to wait to add on something else once you're competent or once you stop struggling to show up? To me, it comes down to time. If you can manage your time a lot better by not scrambling all throughout the day trying to figure out your routine, you're going to be able to continuously keep that focus up. And your mind will be clear. That's really the most important part. Your mind will be clear. If you still find it's hard to show up and practice your instrument while you're trying to go learn graphic design on the computer, then you now have to struggle in two different areas and you won't really have a clear mind. But if you have your instrument practice on autopilot to the point where you don't even have to force yourself to show up, now when you go learn that other thing, I think I just said graphic design, now when you go learn that other thing, it's not gonna really be that much of an effort. Okay, some other concepts to consider as far as adding these things on. I know I said one thing at a time, but I also understand we're human. So on some days or whenever you just kind of feel like it or you need a small break, try to dabble into that other thing that you're thinking about. So if you're like me, which apparently there's a lot of you, if you play guitar and piano and you need a break and you want to go learn some Japanese, do that. Just always remember that you want to continuously develop that focus in the first area, but try to just look at some other stuff in other areas too. Another concept is that every hobby or
I don't know, man. That's how I get in trouble.
just their passion or whatever has a valley. And what I mean by a valley is that there's a time, especially in the beginning, where you're not really enjoying the process. I think every hobby has a honeymoon phase where you're excited, everything's new, it's cool, it's fun, and then it drops off and reality hits, you're not good, you're not where you want to be, but you can see where you want to be. That can inspire you, but there are times where you just won't feel it. You kind of feel discouraged. Once you can get through the valley though, you get to a point where you unlock creativity. And I believe this is the point that hooks you onto a hobby. Once you can unlock creativity in that field, I like to call it the point of no return, or the point in which you know you like it or not. For example, in Japanese, yeah, I'm fluent now. Fluent, I don't like using that word, but I am. For a while, sentences, I had to think about them while I said them. And I call this the valley because it requires a lot of brain work. Same with watching anime or something with no subtitles. It required a lot of brain work. And it's kind of discouraging because you're like, man, I don't know if I'll ever get it. Maybe I started when I was too old, blah, blah, blah. But then once you can actually say sentences without thinking that much and you can understand what you're watching without really paying attention to it like that, that's when the creativity comes up and you can start to say your own custom sentences. You can start to look up whatever you really want and you can get into things that you really like and not have to deal with the basics. That's the point of no return again. And I would say this is when you get through the valley, but it's important to know every hobby, in my opinion, has a valley. Japanese, and, you know, a lot of you are musicians who watch my channel. You have the times you have to learn the notes, you have to learn the scales, you have to do a lot of drills, dexterity work, things like that. It's not that fun sometimes. And if you can get through that and get to the creativity part, this is when the real fun starts. So just
Hey, this is a good video. So this guy again was Von Gene. So it's definitely a good video. There's a little bit left. If you guys want to check it out, I would definitely, go check out his channel. But yeah, I thought that was a really interesting topic. As far as like, what was the last things he was saying there? He was basically just talking about, let me see, I don't even remember. I do remember. I need to the valleys. Okay. Yeah. He's just talking about like getting past the hard part. And it made me think about like, in my process of learning more about video and stuff like that, I'll talk about it later. I used to use Premiere to do all of my editing and I switched over to DaVinci Resolve. So that was a huge learning curve. And there was definitely valleys there where I felt like, man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to learn, this program or if I'm going to get it to work the way I need it to work. But after those 2 years of just studying the ins and outs of this program, learning how to edit, learning how to color grade, that was another big thing. Like color grading was crazy, but now I'm like very confident. I know I'm not a professional, you know what I mean, or anything at that level, but I can definitely, I have confidence in, the images that I can create now. And it's because I went through that hard part, you know, like he's saying. And now I feel that I can be creative with my color grade or my edit. You know, I kind of know more of like my style and things like that. So yeah, I thought it was a good video. But yeah, I'm about to get up out of here, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's been an hour. It's been a good stream. I am going to go out here. I'm probably going to light the grill. And be honest with you, I'm about to light this grill. Probably have some drinks, some little smoke, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's 71 degrees out here. I hope y'all having a good day. My name is G Owens. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank y'all again for watching. Hope y'all have a good day. Be easy, man. Yay! We out.